Night settles gently across the vast Mongolian steppes, where stories untold linger on every whisper of the wind. These ancient lands cradle secrets so profound, they challenge the boundaries of history and myth. Imagine yourself adrift in the tranquil embrace of antiquity, where the world fades and curiosity blooms. Over 1,000 years ago, the foundations of an empire were laid, only to be shrouded in enigma. The elusive tomb of Genghis Khan, the mysterious mythologies woven into the Mongolian tapestry, and the silent sentinels carved into stone, await under the celestial dome. Join us as we venture into the heart of Mongolian mysteries, the stories that remain untamed through time and shadow. Let us embark upon a journey through the shadows of time, slipping into the enigma that is the lost tomb of Genghis Khan. Veiled in rumour and guarded by the sands of centuries, the final resting place of this historic titan remains untouched by modern discovery. We find ourselves wandering across the sweeping Mongolian steppes, where history and legend beautifully intertwine, like threads in a worn but majestic tapestry. Genghis Khan, once known as Temujin, sprang from the rugged terrain of the Mongolian steppe and went on to craft an empire of stunning reach and influence. His legacy is not merely of conquest, but also of profound cultural transmission, legal innovation, and unmatched strategic genius. This mighty yet contemplative ruler moulded the diverse nomadic tribes into a formidable force, crafting laws and systems that bore his inimitable touch. In his final act, this master strategist extended his influence into the realm of the unknown, crafting a mystery that resonates with the echoes of his empire's distant footsteps. Stories abound of this great Khan's burial, cloaked in mythical embellishments and whispered across generations. It is said that rivers were bent away from their courses, witnesses were silenced forever, and the ground was smoothed over to erase any trace of his monumental interment. Did Genghis Khan aspire to remain untouched, shielded from the plundering hands of time? Or perhaps a deeper spiritual purpose guided this clandestine burial, a pursuit of a union with the earth itself? Our inquiry blooms within the historical context of these unprecedented acts. This Mongol leader, who reshaped warfare and governance with a blend of might and sagacity, chose to leave no grand monuments to speak of his reign. In this, he deviated from the architectural ambitions of settled civilizations, choosing instead the silent embrace of the earth. The concept of a hidden grave reflects the transient beauty of his formative homeland, where the boundless sky cradles the wisdom of impermanence. Throughout history, countless endeavours have sought the elusive site of Genghis Khan's rest. From tightly controlled Soviet expeditions to modern satellite surveys, the inquiry persists, always met with the resistance of nature's untamed boundary and long-held Mongolian beliefs. Yet, in this age of technology and exploration, the tomb remains hidden, alluring in its refusal to yield to the gazes of discovery. Gaze with me now upon the cultural reverence that swathes these sacred lands with unspoken laws. Among the Mongols, the balance between humanity and nature remains a cherished covenant. Mountains like Burkhan Khaldun, which breathe with sacred significance, stand as sentinels, safeguarding the prince who might rest among them. This cultural tapestry warns against trespass, whispering to us that perhaps the central truth of Genghis Khan is not to be unearthed, but is rather woven into the Mongolian soul. As the narrative unfolds, we must also acknowledge the geographical forces that have swathed this mystery in its verdant shroud. The Khenti Mountains, entangled with dense forests and vast steppes, are places where explorers might vanish into the earth's embrace, much like the Khan himself. From scalding summers to unforgiving winters, the land calls for a fortitude reminiscent of the very spirit of those who once rode these trails. This odyssey navigates between earnest inquiry and the abiding truths held in the imagination. Mythology and archaeology dance in tandem, each step revealing the timeless interplay etched within the human spirit. Consider more so the spiritual queries we find here. Did an eternal realm of influence guide Genghis Khan's choice in death, beyond the ephemeral bounds of empire? In this global dialogue, Genghis Khan's legacy whispers across the ages. His empire, once stretched across half the known world, continues to pose puzzles for scholars and seekers alike, who marvel at its integration of disparate cultures. Today, his lost tomb sparks discussions, long threads in the fabric of humanity's shared chronicles. As we ponder this majestic enigma, let us also weigh the ethical dilemmas posed by its potential unveiling. Discovery might indeed open windows into the past, but could also disrupt cultural sanctity and sacred traditions. In black and white relief against the colourful backdrop of history, we are reminded that some secrets hold their greatest power when left untold, as silent as the ancient winds across the steppe. Our contemplation hangs here, in the balance between mystery and revelation, ever swept by the gentle breath of Mongolia's eternal skies. Amid the vast and haunting silence of the Mongolian steppes, where the wind whispers secrets through the tall grass, legends are carried on the breeze, their ancient echoes transcending time. Among these tales, the story of the blue wolf and the doe stretches across generations, embedding itself into the very fabric of Mongolian identity. Within this legend lies not just an origin story, but a mystical thread that ties the Mongolian people to the cosmos. The myth begins with a celestial blue wolf, a creature as enigmatic as the endless sky, whose union with a graceful, ethereal doe became the cradle of the Mongol tribes. This was no ordinary coupling, but a merging of the cosmos with the earth, suggesting a lineage that is divine. The blue wolf's noble clarity and the doe's serene grace led to the birth of a people destined to roam the steppes, with strength tempered by serenity. For historians and scholars, this tale is a fascinating puzzle, hinting at both symbolic meaning and historical resonance. Perhaps it reflects long-forgotten alliances or intuitive encounters with nature, where myth danced with reality. Interpreting these tales uncovers layers of meanings. The wolf and the doe might symbolize an ideal balance between strength and tranquility, a harmony that the Mongols aspired to achieve. This legend is not just a story, but a spiritual compass guiding the Mongols through the vast, enigmatic horizons of their world. The echoes of this ancient tale continue to intrigue historians who ponder its implications on Mongolian identity. It is a narrative deeply enshrined in texts like The Secret History of the Mongols, an integrative part of the cultural memory of a people who once relied heavily on oral storytelling. This oral tradition guaranteed that the essence of this narrative endured. Among the steppes' chill and the sky's expanse, it's difficult to separate the fabric of myth from strands of truth embedded in their collective memory. Symbolically, the myth reflects the austere beauty of Mongolia's landscape and the echo of animistic practices that once defined Mongolian spirituality. As a mnemonic device, It preserves cosmic beliefs and traditions, offering each generation a connection to their storied past. Beyond tangible reality, metaphysical interpretations arise. Were the blue wolf and doe not merely mythic beasts, but representations of a universal harmony? Did they embody the balance the Mongols saw in nature, a mirror to their understanding of the universe itself? It is within shamanic traditions that these possibilities expand. Here, the wolf takes on a role of a significant spiritual guide. The blue wolf, with its remarkable celestial hue, becomes not only a totem but a messenger between earthly and cosmic realms. Shamans, the keepers of spiritual wisdom, saw insights through visionary journeys into the spiritual wilderness, perhaps guided by the spirit of the wolf. This communion wasn't symbolic but vital, as wisdom passed between realms and enriched the Mongolian experience with divine threads. Through this connection, the blue wolf became an archetypal protector and a spiritual guide, weaving its presence into the consciousness of the Mongol tribes. The narrative tapestry of the blue wolf has also been immortalized through Mongolian art and culture. Across the sweep of history, the myth found expression in the hands of artisans and craftsmen who rendered its motifs on tapestries, pottery, and relics, ensuring its place in the annals of Mongolian creativity. These artifacts serve as visual storytellers, bridging past with present, lending a physical manifestation to the unwritten tapestry of Mongolia's ancestral legacy. In a delightful symmetry, this myth of origin is not uniquely Mongolian. It resonates with narratives from around the world, from the story of Romulus and Remus, suckled by a she-wolf, to Native American folklore venerating the wolf as a symbol of wisdom and familial bonds. These parallels speak to universal archetypes where wolves symbolize protectors and founders, highlighting humankind's shared spiritual kinship with this majestic creature. Anthropologists view such ancestral myths as integral to socio-cultural identity. They see these stories as frameworks that reinforce social structures and convey divine legitimacy to leadership. These tales underscore a culture's intrinsic values and present an implicit communication line across generations. In examining the blue wolf's myth, we find the expression of a longing for continuity, a shared journey through the ages, a bridge connecting the Mongols' storied past to their unfolding future. In contemporary Mongolia, the blue wolf myth still pulses with life, embodying the enduring Mongolian spirit. It reflects resilience and autonomy amidst modern-day challenges. Invoked in political movements and cultural revitalization efforts, it serves as an emblem of national identity and unity, drawing the Mongolian diaspora into a collective embrace of its rich heritage. Scientific inquiries into this myth intrigue as much as they inform. Contemporary advances in genetics and archaeology strive to untangle threads of folklore with roots in reality. While the myth remains primarily symbolic, scientific exploration provides new windows into understanding the environmental and societal influences that might have birthed such legends. Yet, even as science dissects, the story's core defies empirical boundaries, entwined with the spirit of a people. Ultimately, the timelessness of the blue wolf myth lies in its adaptability, capable of bridging eras while preserving its essence. It exists as an eternal whisper, a narrative that offers each new generation a glimpse into ancestral wisdom. As the Mongol legacy continues to unfold, the blue wolf remains a vigilant guardian, guiding and inspiring through the ethereal realms of celestial heritage. amidst the vast windswept expanses of Mongolia lie enigmatic stone carvings that captivate the human spirit and imagination. These sculptures, known locally as deer stones or balbals, stand as silent sentinels from a forgotten past, depicting men and animals with profound mystery. Scattered across the steppes, some carvings tower majestically, while others remain half buried, weathered by time's relentless passage. To those who encounter them, they appear as cryptic guardians, whispering tales of ancient civilizations that have long since vanished. For centuries, historians and archaeologists have been drawn to these sites, lured by the tantalizing secrets they may reveal. Are these carvings the artistic expressions of prehistoric spirituality, or do they hold clues to the foundational myths of the Mongolian Empire? Interpretations abound, with some experts proposing that they served as ritualistic markers or tributes to the departed. Others ponder their function as boundary markers, delineating the contours of a mystical world beyond the visible. The wind, a constant companion on the open plains, seems to carry echoes of these stories, inviting curious souls to unravel their meaning. The origins of these carvings stretch back even before the Mongol Empire's glorious rise, reaching into the depths of the Bronze Age. They offer a glimpse of a rich cultural tapestry, woven long before Genghis Khan's unification of the steppe peoples. To truly understand these carvings, one must delve into the societies of prehistoric Mongolia, where the interactions between humans and nature were etched in stone. Some anthropologists view these sites as sacred, connecting earthly and spiritual realms, while others see practical chronologies documenting the lives and events of ancient communities. Anthropomorphic figures, with their stoic yet wise expressions, add another layer of intrigue. These carvings often depict figures adorned with ceremonial headdresses, weapons and ornate jewellery, suggesting significant cultural identities. Were these figures the leaders, shamans or warriors of their time, their likenesses carved to endure the ages, or do they represent deities or spiritual intermediaries, bridging the gap between humanity and divine realms? The craftsmanship and precision evident in each carving hint at the advanced tools and techniques of these ancient artisans. The stone becomes a medium through which ancient societies expressed their deepest values and beliefs. Equally captivating are the animal carvings, echoing the profound reverence early Mongolians held for the natural world. Creatures such as deer, wolves and horses are depicted with intricate detail, bearing symbolic elements that resonate with themes of fertility, protection, and spiritual connection. These depictions invite us to contemplate a time when humans and nature coexisted harmoniously, celebrating each creature's presence as sacred and integral. The totemic significance of these animals is apparent, reflecting the intertwined relationship between cultural mythology and the land itself. Amidst the inquiry into these ancient secrets, the challenges of conservation loom large. Natural erosion, human-induced damage, and changing environmental conditions threaten the longevity of these sites. Yet modern technology, from 3D scanning to digital reconstruction, offers hope for preserving these cultural treasures. Collaborative efforts from grassroots organisations to international partnerships strive to balance cultural preservation with ecological sensitivity. As interest in these carvings grows, educational initiatives promote awareness and sustainable interaction. The stones serve as a bridge between the past and the present, reminding us that cultural heritage is both fragile and enduring. The allure of these carvings transcends the confines of archaeology and anthropology, inspiring artists, writers, and storytellers from around the world. Their designs offer a timeless canvas upon which modern interpreters project their thoughts, weaving tales where ancient mysticism meets contemporary curiosity. For modern Mongolians, these carvings form a source of national pride and identity, celebrated through cultural events and festivals that keep traditions alive in the present moment. As explorers visit Mongolia's mystical landscapes, the stone carvings guide them on intellectual and spiritual journeys, offering insights into the connections between ancient cultures and today's society. Despite our advances in understanding, these carvings remain cloaked in mystery. Each discovery, while offering glimpses of their origins, introduces new puzzles that fuel ongoing exploration and debate. The unknowns surrounding these stones serve not only to enrich our understanding of Mongolia's history, but also to connect us with the broader human quest for meaning. Through meditative reflection, we engage with the grandeur of the mysteries they embody, touching the delicate thread that links us to those who came before. As the light of day dances upon these silent figures, they invite us to participate in a never-ending dialogue with the past, a dialogue as timeless and evocative as the carvings themselves. In the heart of the vast Mongolian steppes, Karakorum arose, a beacon of power and opulence during the reign of Genghis Khan. Founded in 1220, this city was more than a mere political nexus. It was a convergence of cultures, a vibrant tapestry of cosmopolitan life unfurling across the plains. Its early days, humble and scattered with felt yurts, mirrored the nomadic spirit of its creators. Yet, under the reign of Ogedei Khan, the city blossomed into a symbol of Mongol ingenuity and might, adorned with lavish palaces and bustling markets encircled by protective walls. It became a microcosm of the Mongol Empire, reflecting its military dominance and its embrace of foreign dignitaries who journeyed from the edges of Europe and the heartlands of the Middle East. Karakorum, in its golden era, was a melting pot of cultural exchange, animated with the lively hum of its marketplaces, a living testament to the riches of the ancient Silk Road. Traders spoke in countless tongues, their colourful silks dancing in the breeze, while the perfume of exotic spices filled the air. Here the East met the West in a dynamic interplay of ideas and customs, fostering an atmosphere of shared enlightenment. Amid such prosperity, questions linger. How did this affluence persist? Whispers of complex taxation systems and tributes from subdued nations mingle with the air of mystery that shrouds Karakorum's prosperity. However, the empire's fragmentation foretold Karakorum's fall. By the mid-14th century, internal strife and factional upheavals shook the Mongol coherence, fracturing the great empire into warring khanates. Kublai Khan's decision to establish a new capital in Dadu, modern Beijing, shifted the Mongolian focus eastward, abandoning Karakorum to the slow creep of decline and obscurity. As the Ming dynasty and rival factions bore down upon it, Karakorum became a contested prize, a city caught in the throes of conquest and desertion. The tumultuous decline saw the city emptied of its pulsating life, its stones left to whisper stories of a once mighty empire, now held captive in the embrace of the steppes, a quiet graveyard of past glories. Recent decades have borne witness to a resurgence of interest in Karakorum. Armed with modern technology, archaeologists have embarked on quests to unveil the secrets hidden within its soil. Remnants unearthed, walls, pottery, and exquisite art offer tantalizing glimpses into Mongolian life. Yet despite the finds, Karakorum keeps its deeper secrets buried, its full story waiting to be told. Many of its sacred spaces remain shrouded in mystery, their true purposes lost to the sands of time. As archaeologists probe deeper, they tread a delicate line between what is known and what remains obscure. The murmured echoes of ancient tales heard through the lens of myth and shadow. Karakorum's architectural tapestry is an intriguing blend of Mongol culture and international influences. The Mongols, nomadic at heart, embraced foreign styles without renouncing their own roots. Encased within the city's illustrious walls, East Asian pagodas met Persian and Islamic loftiness, forming a skyline where monasteries entwined with caravanserais. The city was less a landscape of structures and more a rich narrative of cultural integration, a testament to Mongolian openness and creativity. Central to Karakorum's splendour was the silver tree of Ogedei Khan. This mechanical wonder, crafted by the skills of a Parisian goldsmith, stood in the heart of the city, a symbol of prosperity and innovation. With silver leaves and branches, it poured forth an array of libations from hidden spouts, a marvel that dazzled visitors and courtly gatherings alike. Yet this arboreal marvel, cloaked in allure and grandeur, also envelops itself in mystery. No trace remains, the tree's fate a puzzle lost amid Karakorum's ruins. Was it claimed by the ravages of time or hidden away, a relic of a bygone era? Environmental challenges rendered their silent verdict as well, reshaping Karakorum's fate. The city's prosperity was weathered by harsh climates that undermined agricultural productivity and strained its resources. Extreme droughts and bitter winters beset the settlement, exacerbating the drawbacks of urbanization amid impermanent terrains. As supply lines faltered, the city's vibrancy dimmed, a gradual unravelling in the face of nature's unyielding march. In modern times, scholars, fueled by curiosity, continue to unravel the enigma of Karakorum, drawing upon new technologies to sketch out the city's ancient contours. As they delve into its past, they hope to illuminate how civilizations rise and fall, to understand the balance between permanence and ephemera. The city's story, caught between tangible remains and myth, continues to inspire, its secrets resonating anew through ages of contemplation, a testament to the enduring intrigue of empires and their spectral reverberations. Journeys into its mysteries recast Karakorum not just as a relic of the past, but as a living narrative, threading Mongolia's identity, a timeless echo resounding in the hearts of its people. In the heart of the vast Mongolian Empire, amidst the endless expanses of the steppes, Karakorum flourished in the 13th century. This imperial capital, founded during the era of Genghis Khan, blossomed under his successor, Ogedei Khan. Amidst its splendour stood a legendary creation, the mechanical silver tree. Not merely a symbol of luxury, it was a testament to the ingenuity and artistic prowess of an empire that linked the worlds of East and West. This remarkable artifact bore branches crafted from silver, adorned with precious stones, from which flowed a variety of beverages into the goblets of dignitaries. This creation illustrated the Mongols' respect for nature and their skill at integrating technological innovations from the civilizations they had encountered and assimilated. The silver tree was more than a decorative piece. It became a focal point during gatherings, where Khans and foreign emissaries marvelled at its mechanized efficiency. The tree's existence demonstrated a synthesis of art and innovation cultivated by the Mongols, marking their ability to adopt and adapt technologies from numerous cultures. However, it remains an enduring mystery, a dazzling icon lost to history's unwritten pages. What fate befell this brilliant creation after Karakorum's decline? Did it become an artifact of conquest, hidden beneath the sands of time? Or does it hold its secrets somewhere still, beneath Mongolia's vast terrain? Karakorum itself, established around 1220, signified a turning point in Mongol history, marking their transition from nomadic roots to an enduring empire. The city stood as a beacon of cultural and economic consolidation, thriving as a trade hub with goods and ideas weaving a tapestry of prosperity. However, the winds of change are relentless. Within a century, Karakorum witnessed both the apex of Mongol power and the onset of its fragmentation. The death of Ogedei Khan in 1241 heralded a period of instability. As political fissures widened, Mongol Khan's decision to relocate the capital to Xanadu signalled Karakorum's decline. By the late 14th century, it lay in ruins, sacked by the Ming dynasty as the remnants of an empire retreated northward. The craftsmanship of Ogedei Khan's silver tree, a marvel of engineering, continues to intrigue both scholars and dreamers. Engineering during the Mongol Empire reached soaring heights, influenced by technologies from the Islamic world and China. The tree was an automaton of genius design, capable of dispensing fermented mare's milk, mead and wine, catering to a diverse court. Its creation was a testament to the genius prevailing in the Mongol era, revealing an understanding of hydraulic principles ahead of its time. Metallurgists, mathematicians and engineers must have collaborated, using their skills to animate this kinetic sculpture, bridging artistic mastery with scientific genius. The tree not only symbolised Mongolian artistry, but also the global interconnectedness that defined their era, a synthesis of ideas fostered by the empire's boundless conquests. Accounts of the silver tree survive in the writings of travellers who visited the Mongol court. Notable is William of Rubruck, a Flemish missionary, who in the 13th century described Karakorum and its wonders. He recounted how the silver tree, crowned by a gleaming angel, poured drinks, a spectacle that captivated all present and testified to the Khan's wealth and benevolence. The tree, elevated to near mythical status, became a metaphorical focal point of Karakorum's extravagance. But with every retelling, and without physical evidence, its fate remains elusive. Perhaps it lies buried alongside the lost city or was dismantled and scattered, each fragment telling tales of a bygone glory. Beyond its mechanical wonders, the silver tree holds symbolic meanings deeply rooted in Mongolian culture and mythology. Trees are sacred in Mongolian spirituality, representing connections between the earthly and celestial realms. Crafting a metallic tree to serve life-sustaining liquids evokes themes of abundance and interconnectedness, aligning with deities of fertility and prosperity. Its symbolic presence might have transcended its physical form, bridging tangible and metaphysical worlds, whispering tales of divine prosperity and reflecting Mongolian cosmology, earthly rule intertwined with spiritual affirmation. The fate of the silver tree is enshrouded in speculation. Some suggest its destruction during the sacking of Karakorum, its precious metals repurposed by invaders. Others theorize its dismantlement and concealment, destined for preservation but never found. Perhaps internal intrigue led to its dismantlement, a symbolic strike against reigning powers. These conjectures paint a tapestry of whispers and intrigues, a vivid world where power, companionship, and treachery intertwine. Even without its physical presence, the tree's legacy persists in Mongolian cultural memory through oral traditions and historical narratives. It stands as a poignant symbol of the Mongol Empire's zenith, passed reverently through generations. Efforts to honour this past extend beyond archaeology into music, storytelling, and the arts, ensuring that the tree's legacy endures, transforming into a vessel of Mongolian identity. As a bridge connecting past and present, the silver tree remains vibrant in memory and narrative, a dance through time, an enduring enigma that invites modern minds to explore the mystique that lies beyond the veils of history. In the whispers of the past, the secret history of the Mongols stands as an enigmatic chronicle, draped in the mist of ages. This ancient manuscript, the oldest of its kind in the Mongolian language, opens a portal to the life and lineage of the formidable Genghis Khan, as well as the intricate socio-political fabric of the early Mongol Empire, crafted not long after the great Khan's passing in 1227. It is a testament to a world on the brink of transformation. Here, within lines written in a script now obscure to most, lies a narrative as vast as the steppes themselves, echoing with the footsteps of an empire that once reshaped history's very contours. Yet these ancient pages, like treasures concealed beneath the earth, remained undiscovered until their revelation in the 19th century, nestled within the silent alcoves of China's Forbidden City. This emergence sparked a renewed scholarly pursuit, drawing eyes to what was veiled, what was altered, and what remained unheard. As measured words mapped genealogies laced with mythology and recounted conquests sown with spiritual insight, scholars pondered the omissions and messages transformed by foreign hands, where Mongol rule was interpreted through lenses of conquest rather than cultural authenticity. An eternal question lingers. What secrets did the original writings guard, whispering through time unseen before being swathed in historical shadows? The journey of these manuscripts mirrors the mysteries of the Mongols themselves, traversing epochs enveloped in silence and intrigue. Their reappearance during China's Qing dynasty ensured a passage into survival, yet in Chinese guise, a parallel to the Mongols' own cultural assimilation. This saga of concealment and revelation reads like a sweeping epic, a microcosm of Mongol fortunes ebbing and flowing across history's vast canvas. And yet one ponders what stories lie hidden between these serpentine lines, tantalizing visions of Khanate councils and tales of long-forgotten heroines racing through windswept plains, narratives that speak of a youthful Mongol state, rich and philosophically vibrant, unknown to the outside world. The process of translating the secret history from Mongolian to Chinese was no less a venture into the labyrinth of language itself. Mongolian script, a poetic cadence of the steppes, echoing the melody of windswept grasslands, finds itself refracted into Chinese, transforming its essence. Here, in the delicate dance of translation, meaning is both crafted and fragmented, creating a text that is at once a reflection and a refracted vision of Mongolian identity. This endeavour calls upon scholars to unearth each layer this linguistic veil conceals, attempting to capture the fervour of an emperor's declaration or the ethereal resonance of a rallying cry under vast skies. In these scholarly pursuits there lies a meditation on language, a recognition of its capacity to transcend the physical, to evoke worlds through its very utterance. As one delves deeper into the lines of the secret history, reality and myth intermingle, creating a tapestry that reflects the dual nature of this remarkable document. Here, the founders of the Mongol Empire rise not only as conquerors of land, but as legendary figures, their stories forged in myth, infused with echoes of celestial wolves and divine lineage. These narratives cast the Khans as far more than mere historical figures. They become archetypes of Mongolian essence, blending creation myths with conquests. But discerning metaphor from history requires a journey into the heart of Mongolian tradition, a dialogue between shadows and mythic truths. Embedded within these chronicles are symbols, potent and profound, inviting inquiry into their allegorical depths. From the revered wolf to the mighty eagle and the elemental forces that govern the Mongol world, these symbols offer conduits into Mongolian consciousness, intertwined with the mystical and the real. They guide scholars and readers alike into the realm of an esoteric archaeology, where history merges with spirituality to form a complex narrative of Mongol identity, compelling in its beauty and wisdom, bound within its symbolic secrets. Modern scholars are the custodians of this ancient text, weaving together fragments of history with threads of oral lore. Their work transcends mere academic pursuit. It is a pilgrimage into a realm where history and legend embrace. As they uncover narratives left unearthed, these scholars craft a vision reaching back to the spiritual essence of the Mongol Empire, bridging the chasm between past and present. Yet, in this exploration, one cannot ignore the spectres of censorship and omission. Dynastic politics, a heavy cloak over historical narrative, have undoubtedly influenced what could be recorded, leaving voids where once vibrant stories stood. Scholars reflect upon these silenced tales, wondering what Mongolian voices would share, if unbound by time and authority. In their search for truth, they perceive layers of speech and silence, mirroring half-seen worlds glimpsed between layers of Mongolian mist. Provocative theories entice with what might have existed, versions of the secret history that whispered of cosmology, of ceremonies, and philosophies that guided the Mongols, in ways now untold. These papers may have chronicled an understanding of natural laws that predated the conventional Chinese translations we know today. Such speculations take one deep into the mystical, encouraging a reconsideration of Mongol thought and cosmic harmony. Today, as in ages past, the secret history emerges anew, a key to unlocking Mongolian identity for modern and global audiences alike. It bridges centuries as its narratives are breathed anew into the Mongolian consciousness through art and dialogue, propelling a cultural renaissance that honours ancestral wisdom. Here, within its timeless narrative, the secret history captures, with gentle resolve, humanity's eternal quest for knowledge, inviting all who listen to seek truths, both ancient and timeless, etched into the winds of history. The vast, enigmatic expanse of the Gobi Desert stretches infinitely across the horizon, its desolate beauty harbouring secrets as numerous and shifting as its sands. Beneath the relentless sun, the Gobi appears lifeless, yet it harbours whispers of bygone civilizations, stories that circulate among the nomadic tribes who have wandered this arid land for centuries. These are tales of cities consumed by sandstorms, lost to memory and time. Were they bustling trade hubs along the ancient Silk Road, providing respite for weary travellers? Perhaps they were fortified outposts of the Mongol Empire, guarding secrets from a distant, untamed past. Each ruin and every fragmented wall, partially buried in the shifting dunes, speaks of a narrative waiting to be uncovered. The sands, though seemingly indifferent, possess an uncanny ability to preserve, sheltering remnants of structures and artifacts from the relentless erosion of time. Every so often, the desert unveils its hidden treasures. A shard of pottery here, a stone foundation there, sparking imaginations and igniting dreams of discovery. Yet these finds quickly disappear beneath new drifts of sand, making exploration a race against the elements. The quest to uncover these ghostly relics is more than an archaeological pursuit. It is a journey into the spiritual heart of Mongolia's ancient past, where myths intertwine seamlessly with history, shadowed by the timeless magic of the Gobi. The ruins scattered across this desert invite endless speculation. Some archaeologists suggest these sites were once significant trade hubs, crucial components of the Silk Road that wove through Central Asia. This legendary network of routes not only bore silks and spices, but also ideas, technologies, and cultures that influenced the very fabric of civilizations. These ghost cities might have served as vital nodes of exchange for goods and knowledge. Positioned strategically near water sources and trade routes, they underline the historical significance of transcontinental commerce, which interlinked vast lands through a complex web of trade. Alternatively, others propose these might have been mighty fortresses of the Mongol Empire, bastions of expansive reach and control. The Mongols, under the command of Genghis Khan and his successors, created one of the largest contiguous empires in history. Fortifications were instrumental in maintaining their dominance, acting as garrison settlements that secured order along borders and trade routes, enforcing the Pax Mongolica that spurred trade across Asia. Whether as centres of commerce or military power, these ghost cities testify to the strategic acumen and far-reaching influence of their inhabitants, now shrouded in desert silence. Legends also speak of immense wealth concealed beneath the sands, cities once laden with treasures, and luxurious goods from far-flung lands. These accounts imagine lavish palaces and bustling markets where prosperity flowed like the desert's rare pools, attracting merchants and adventurers from across the globe. Despite the allure of gold and jewels, these stories also harbour deeper truths about the civilizations that thrived here. They underscore the human longing for discovery, the pursuit of lost grandeur, and the resilience of societies that once flourished in such harsh conditions. The architectural remnants scattered amid the dunes whisper of a time when human ingenuity thrived despite adversity. Though battered by time, these structures hint at the architectural prowess and aesthetic sensibilities of their builders. Their designs reveal adaptations to the harsh environment, such as strong foundations and resilient structures that maximize light and airflow. These innovations testify to an intelligence that respected and thrived within the challenging desert, reflecting influences from neighbouring regions and far-off lands. The mystery of the Gobi's ghost cities also encompasses the enigma of the lost civilizations they once housed. Who were the artisans and merchants, the soldiers and storytellers who called these ruins home? What customs, beliefs, and societal structures defined their daily lives? Tracing their identities is like assembling a shattered mosaic, each sand-gleaned fragment forming a part of a larger, intricate picture. Their extinction raises questions about the forces that led to their vanishing. Perhaps environmental changes or conflicts compelled these once vibrant communities to abandon their homes. For archaeologists, the Gobi represents an expansive dreamscape, where hidden knowledge and untold stories await beneath the sands. The desert's isolation and vastness pose significant challenges, yet these add to the romance and mystery of their quest. Modern archaeological techniques, from satellite imagery to advanced dating methods, have transformed exploration, revealing new dimensions in the search for answers. Yet the ghost cities of the Gobi resonate with a profound spiritual melancholy, echoing themes of impermanence and abandonment. They offer a silent space for reflection on the transient nature of human endeavour. Every crumbled wall and buried artefact embodies the relentless cycle of birth, growth, decay, and rebirth that governs life itself. Amid this spiritual framework, these ruins invoke legacy and continuity, eternal connections between past, present, and future that inspire awe and introspection, urging those who wander through them to ponder their place amid existence's vast tableau. Lastly, as myths and reality dance together beneath the Gobi's endless horizon, we are invited to ponder the boundaries of what we know and believe. These ghost cities, through their silence, ask us to embrace life's enigmas and revel in the beauty of the unknown, dreaming of what might lie beneath the timeless sands stretching beyond our earthly view. Batu Khan, a formidable grandson of the legendary Genghis Khan, orchestrated campaigns that resonated through the heartlands of Eastern Europe. Cities trembled and armies faltered before his relentless onslaught. With victory etched in the annals of time, Batu emerged victorious, his forces garnering wealth beyond comprehension. Yet after these military triumphs, a peculiar silence envelops the narrative. Where did the great horde, once a force-shaping empires, vanish with their spoils? Captured in vivid accounts are the conquests of Eastern Europe, tales of razed cities and a Europe in disarray. However, these records fade inexplicably as Batu's tale winds eastward with no further trace. Did shadows of insidious plots, internal discord, or nature itself conspire to obscure their path? The erosion of records leaves us with a tantalizing void, prompting not only questions of Batu's fate, but also reflections on the fragility of history's account, swept away by the passage of time and myth. When the Western campaigns ended, Batu's triumphant return east was anticipated. Laden with spoils and honour, the path seemed certain. Yet, it too disappears into mystery. There is scant evidence of the treasures amassed on their journey ever reaching home. While some mention Batu's return to Sarai, a capital by the Volga River, the details blur. This absence veils the final fate of the army, spurring many theories, from strategic dispersal to unrecorded disease. Archaeological silence is the only echo of a horde that seems to have vanished into thin air. The Mongol conquests ignited profound economic changes, unsettling local economies and rewriting the political and cultural landscapes of Eastern Europe. The influx of wealth to Mongolia should have ushered in a period of prosperity and growth, yet the absence of such evidence suggests a history altered by wealth that never truly settled. Could it be that newfound riches disrupted Mongolian unity, contributing to the eventual fragmentation of their empire? In nomadic cultures, wealth runs like water between fingers. It slips away, absorbed or lost in unknown ways, leaving little trace of the prosperity that might have been. Oral traditions hold the Mongolian memory. Epics and songs weave narratives not captured by written accounts. Here, Batu's exploits endure, not as simple history, but as lush stories that resonate through time. These oral histories immortalize not only the spirit of Mongol warriors, but also their mysterious fates. Though physical evidence of the vanishing horde is lacking, these stories suggest truths disguised in tales, hinting at valour and cunning that shaped Mongolian identity. It's within this oral legacy that whispers of Batu's disappearance still carry weight, albeit through the articulate silence of centuries. Time complicates the archaeological quest for Batu's lost treasure. Though occasional findings, coins and weaponry, hint at past glories, none clearly mark the horde's last route. Technologies like satellite imagery uncover remnants, but the steppes guard their secrets with a quiet tenacity. Driven by wind, time, and decay, the landscape shields, even from modern eyes, the legacies that linger beneath its vast expanse. Perhaps deliberate concealment kept these treasures from view, a strategic dispersal masking true intentions. One theory proposes Batu dispersed his horde with intention. As a tactical maneuver, it would prevent rebellion and maintain unity. This scattering aligns with the Mongolian strategy of decentralization, which fosters diverse regional trust without consolidating risk into a single force. Such dispersion could explain the lack of physical records. Scattering power may have been key, a sign of influence and governance rather than decay, another testament to the Mongol tradition of strategic ingenuity. In empires of such vastness, internal conflict often remains hidden in records. Disquiet among Batu's ranks could have fragmented the horde, yet this turmoil lies absent in documentation. When tales staff the annals of power, fragments become stories and discrepancies blur. Resources and ambitions could have fractured bonds, leading to strategic relocations. Yet these whispers stir only in oral remembrances. Evanescent across history's breadth, a story half told, a legend carried on the steppes breeze. To modern scholars, Batu Khan's mystery beckons with promise. The enigma of his vanishing horde fuels inquiry, inviting academic exploration and innovation. Whether through excavations or cultural studies, these investigations challenge how we reconstruct history. Modern methodologies blend technology with narrative, seeking hidden nodes of Mongol dominance. Amidst technology's hum, it is the softer voices, oral stories and cultural exchange that may bring us closer to the edge of discovery. Globally, Batu's disappearance reverberates beyond Mongolian narrative. It poses questions of historical continuity and the nuance needed to bridge fragmented histories. Exploring this absence reveals paths overlooked, gaps reframing human civilization's story. Batu's horde, though unseen, enriches our understanding of history, offering rhythms and silences reimagined in our shared quest of discovery. It is an eloquent mystery, testament to the allure of exploring what remains hidden, inviting us to consider what histories lie undiscovered, waiting beneath the world's surface. In the heart of Mongolia's endless landscapes, where the sky inexplicably meets the earth, stands Burkhan Khaldun. This site is not merely a mountain, but an eternal sanctum of mystery, woven with the intricate threads of Mongolian history and spiritual significance. Steeped in reverence, it looms as a guardian of time, closely linked to the legendary Genghis Khan, who is said to have found solace and divine affirmation here, seeking both refuge and guidance beneath its ancient shadows. The stories entwined with this mountain extend beyond recorded history, tracing back through centuries, whispered from one generation to the next, nurturing an aura of mystery that tantalizes both historians and spiritual seekers. The precise whereabouts of Burkhan Khaldun's sacred enclave have been preserved under a shroud of silence. The Mongols, fiercely loyal to their traditions and spiritual practices, maintain a vow of secrecy about this venerable place, echoing the belief that the mountain shelters the souls of their ancestors and the very essence of their sacred traditions. Despite the march of modern mapping technologies, the deep cultural taboos surrounding Burkhan Khaldun's location endure, maintaining an enigmatic balance between allure and sanctity, coaxing the curious while preserving an invisible boundary that protects its secrets. The imposing terrain of Burkhan Khaldun echoes with the ethereal qualities of a place where the divine meets the earthly realm. Encrusted with dense forests and formidable slopes, its paths, guarded by nature itself, remain elusive. Centuries of explorers have failed to unravel its mysteries, leaving the mountain's cryptic passages untrodden by modern adventurers. Whispers speak of trails, concealed by time, leading to hidden sanctuaries, undisturbed by contemporary eyes. Such hushed tales nurture conjectures about the hidden relics and obscure manuscripts potentially harboured within these natural fortresses. A tantalising frontier for those daring enough to seek the mountain's elusive wonders. Inextricably connected to this place is the spiritual legacy left by Genghis Khan. It is said that, guided by visions, the great Khan pledged his allegiance to the spirits dwelling within these sacred peaks, fundamentally altering the trajectory of his campaigns upon receiving what he believed was their divine blessing. Over time, Burkhan Khaldun's significance has only grown, becoming a symbol of Mongol heritage. It represents a confluence of spirituality, history, and national pride, embodying strength, resilience, and unity. A testament to the enduring power of tradition and the spirit's ability to transcend time. The allure of Burkhan Khaldun is not merely for those inquisitive about history, but extends to seekers longing to understand their own spiritual essence. The mountain emerges as a vital part of the Mongolian spiritual tapestry, at times hosting rituals intricately mingled with prayers, ancestral homage, and magic. Legends speak of unseen guardians, spiritual entities believed to be eternal protectors of this sacred ground, ensuring its sanctity. The presence of these ethereal entities enforces the haunting mystique surrounding Burkhan Khaldun, their whispered tales accentuating the sacred aura that perpetually guards the mountain's mysteries. Amid these whispering mists lies a geological puzzle that fascinates both geologists and mystics alike. Carved over millennia, Burkhan Khaldun's somber physique hides more than history. It cloaks geomorphological secrets that resonate with the ancient rhythms of the earth itself. These rugged formations, marked by the passage of time, embody the earth's enduring spirit, woven with narratives that speak to resilience and the forces of nature. They contribute another layer to the sacred narrative of Burkhan Khaldun, underscoring its significance as a realm where nature and mysticism quietly converse. Legends also beckon with hints of hidden manuscripts thought to rest somewhere within the mountain's embrace, awaiting a chance to reveal long-lost knowledge. These ancient texts, potentially safeguarded from the ravages of invaders and time, could redefine Mongolian history, unveiling personal insights and philosophies from a bygone era. Scholars speculate that they might contain revelations about Genghis Khan's spiritual journey, but their elusiveness continues to perpetuate the enigma that haunts this majestic silence. The possibility of unearthing such relics not only enriches the historical narrative, but invites those with a thirst for understanding to delve into the shadows of the mountain's history. Engraved symbols and the arrangement of natural features within Burkhan Khaldun resonate with hints of a sacred geometry, provoking contemplation about the presence of a cosmic alignment or spiritual science. These cryptic carvings remain as testaments to an ancient civilization's attempt to etch its understanding into the earth, reflective of dialogues with the cosmos. Such intricacies stir the imagination, as each line and alignment perpetuates multiple interpretations, inviting speculation about shamanic rituals conducted under the infinite sky of the steppes. Over the ages, the mystics and dreamers drawn to Burkhan Khaldun have sought wisdom in its sacred embrace, hoping to transcend the earthly plane in search of enlightenment. Their presence there, as they have engaged with the mountain's timeless mysteries, contributes to the ethereal qualities of this site. Their echoed visions and dreams inspire tales and prophecies, leaving traces of wisdom in their wake. They are reminders of Burkhan Khaldun's role as a bridge to divine insights, intertwining individual quests for enlightenment with the enduring tapestry of the mountain's enigma. Thus, in its quiet majesty, Burkhan Khaldun remains an undying riddle that has captured the imaginations of countless generations. Its narrative persists, drawing explorers, artists, and scholars alike into its intricate web of mystery. In the modern age, its influence reverberates, challenging us to ponder our purpose and the interconnected weave of history, spirituality, and the unknown. Burkhan Khaldun stands as a testament to the enduring power of mystery and the unyielding spirit of exploration, a silent invitation for those who seek understanding beyond the realms of known comprehension. In the twilight of Kublai Khan's storied empire, his vision stretched out toward the distant shores of Japan, where the winds of ambition carried whispers of conquest. This endeavour, a testament to the Mongol Empire's maritime prowess, embarked on a voyage that fate would mark with mystique. These ambitions gave birth to an imposing armada, assembled with an intricate blend of determination and cultural exchange. These vessels, more than mere warships, held the Empire's hopes for expansion and assimilation as they set out upon the great oceanic stage. But the sea, with its enigmatic depths, harboured surprises beyond even the Khan's grand designs. In the late 13th century, as the heavens churned and clouds swirled ominously, the term kamikaze found its place in history, the divine wind that swept across the waters, unravelling the Mongol dreams twice in a dance of chaos and order. This fury was not just a meteorological marvel, it symbolised a celestial intervention that wove its essence into the spiritual tapestry of Japan. As the tempests roared, scattering the Mongol fleet, the stories of their wreckage became enlivened with lore, their ambition and elegance consumed by the restless waves. Over centuries, the legend of the divine wind remained, echoing through the corridors of time, transcending mere history to become a cultural phenomenon, a shared memory of mystical triumph and cosmic balance. For the Mongols, it was a tale shrouded in a mystic veil, a barrier they could not breach. The lost ships, wrapped in their enigmatic shrouds, became whispers within the ocean's embrace. Yet, as echoes of that era reverberate, modern expeditions bring us tantalising glimpses from the ocean's bed, where ship remnants emerge from sedimentary slumbers. These marine relics, crusted with the embrace of time, harbour secrets of advanced technological prowess. Uncovering them, archaeologists unfurl stories of craftsmanship, influenced by Mongol dominions far and wide. Each rusted artefact, a testament to the era's innovations, bears whispers of nautical brilliance, not confined by the Mongol shipbuilding tradition. These sunken behemoths suggest a realm of influences, where wooden hulls were treated with unfamiliar alchemies, resilient against the ocean's caprice. The artefacts of this submerged fleet reveal curiosities beyond armament. Amidst the ruins lie cultural treasures, ceramics, precious metals, art that suggests a vision of cultural merger rather than mere conquest. These remnants conjure a Mongol dream of synthesis, a desire to weave Japanese richness into their vast empire. The presence of intricate artifacts from various cultures within the fleet hints at a grand aspiration, hinting at a united cultural rebirth, one that would have seen Mongol might not just as conqueror, but as curator of a profound cultural mosaic. The voyages of the Mongol fleet also tease uncharted realms. With their disappearance, speculation swirls around untold journeys, where winds and whimsy defy the cardinal markers of known worlds. These vanished ships perhaps sailed beyond the visible horizon, courting lands unseen and mapping realms unrecorded. Historians gaze into these potential odysseys, pondering whether fortuitous vessels found new harbours, far from their original charts. Within these maritime mysteries lie historical gaps, like uncharted waters themselves. The narratives of these epic campaigns, often accepting ambiguity, remain elusive. Surviving chronicles offer but fragments, scattered truths coloured by whispers of yore. They invite us to delve deeper, seeking illumination amid scant documentation, piecing together a tale from shadows and intuitive leaps. These dispersed strains of history call forth both skepticism and adventure from those who seek to unfurl the layered tales of these time-kept secrets. The echoes of time preserve the Mongol fleet's mystique through cultural memory, legends stitched into the rich fabric of communal narratives. These stories endure, binding past ambitions and fervent storms within tales of visionary conquest and divine guardianship. Interwoven into art and oral tradition, these legends remain, vigilant and unyielding against the current of forgetfulness. Beyond mere history's ward, the fleet's fate stirs spiritual reverberations. Its tale transforms into a cosmic fable where forces align to heed a spiritual decree, revealing a wisdom etched within destiny's scroll. Here the Mongol tale burns not as a failure, but as a harmonious encounter with divine rhythms, a testament to the constraints of ambition under the watchful eyes of the cosmos. In reflecting upon the fleet's ethereal journey, we glimpse sacred truths through the fog of time, where earthly pursuits entwine with celestial lessons and unfold into narratives of grace. As we conclude this tale, the story of the Mongol fleet goes beyond the pages of history, an ethereal bridge between ambition and the greater mysteries of existence. The Khan's dream, touched by divine hands, lingers like an ocean breeze, a reminder of our own place within the entwined dance of dreams and destiny. Dear listener, as this journey draws to a close, we invite you to step further into this mysterious realm, exploring alongside us. Like and subscribe to join us on more voyages through the annals of history, discovering the echoes of time yet untold.